Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Firsties. As always, before we get into this episode, always like to say thanks for watching, listening, viewing, subscribing, commenting, all the fun things. Also, I did recently get some personal DMs, so I do appreciate all the love and support. As always, I could not do this without all of you guys. We just hit 500 plays on Spotify and almost 500 subscribers on YouTube. So thanks again for all the support. I have Hermella here.
Hey guys.
Which first I just have to say, like, babes, makeup is eating. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, crazy. As always, guys, I have my producer, Miriam, behind the cameras.
Hey, guys.
She's going to look at
myself. Get in the shot.
Right. Just before even you guys coming, they had some car troubles coming. I was planning this episode a little bit more, and I happened to just do a deep dive on your social media. So you are a content creator and YouTuber.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing YouTube? Like here and there?
I've had YouTube for maybe 3 or 4 years, but seriously since May. So
since May.
Since May, yeah. Because I was just vlogging things that thought was interesting, for going out or not. But now consistently, then
okay. May. Now I know you because you are good friends with my producer Miriam, and you were college roommates. Yeah. Right. That's where you guys met.
We met freshman year.
Yeah. Okay.
Our friends were her best friend was roommate with my best friend. And and then we met.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Isn't it interesting how that happened?
That is so crazy. That's a girl whose car broke down right now.
Yeah.
Shout
out to her. We don't have to say names.
She's good though. Yeah.
We don't have to say names,
good,
but shout out to her. Okay, awesome. So something that I love about your content creation, and with the Firsties conversation is really about first gens, I find that we're tailoring more towards creatives, that's who want to come on the podcast. And I think it's because that's not something that's really celebrated in our culture.
Exactly.
Right? So I'm finding that this is a safe space for us weirdos as creatives doing that. Did you always know you wanted to do makeup, content creating, being in front of the camera? Because you're very comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah. I honestly, since 4th grade, I knew I was going to do something creative.
Yeah.
But first of all, I was born in Ethiopia. I lived there till I was 13. And
I did not know that.
Yeah. I came when I was 13, 14.
Yeah, none of us do this. She brought it upon us, I think, 2 years into our friendship.
They had to figure out that.
Yeah. I could have just imagined you guys eating ramen and being bitch, what?
Yeah, I know, believe me, we're shocked.
What middle school did you go to? I'm bitch, not. I wasn't here.
But I feel there was no difference in your way of communicating.
I guess it doesn't. It's just whatever. But it's just interesting that piece of information was just not.
Yeah, and it was I went to school. They taught English, they spoke in English, so it wasn't a big difference here. Feel me? So then, when everyone was asking me, I just said nurse or doctor because parents they're not gonna be content creator. Content creator wasn't really a thing then, but I just be I want to be famous or something. Right. And my parents, my mom's a singer, but they still wouldn't be okay, yeah, go for it. They want me to be a nurse or a doctor or whatever. So yeah, I just made it look like a hobby until my family got with it, and then it was just it.
So do you think you're when you say your mom's a singer? I know a little bit about this, but I actually don't. So if you could share, is she on the road or she's performing somewhere? She's a singer.
Yeah, she used to be. Yeah, even the way my mom came to this country, she was she used to tour and sing in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and everything, and then finally she came to the U.S. And then after that,
Big Yellum,
homegirl stayed here, and she brought me here. That's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, we'll show you her videos after, but
I know you shared one time where you guys went to go see her perform at some local restaurant or something like that.
I think so. Yeah,
this was years ago. This was years ago.
Oh, I think that was at. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
When y'all ran into her?
Yeah.
Okay,
she wasn't there. Yeah. And I was that's when I was you came from a singer? That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, now she's she's not singing as a job, basically. They own their own restaurant and everything, so it's just cool in it now.
We all come from entrepreneurs.
Tag
Roja or Flame
oh my God,
restaurant.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you for that later.
The best food there, yeah.
Oh, we all come from entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Love that. So do you think her influence, obviously singing, that's in the crib space, no one of my Haba Shop friends are oh, my dad's a rapper or singer or my mom's a musician or dancer. That's that does not happen. So I feel that's different with your upbringing. Do you think that influenced you at all?
I don't think so, because I've never been I want to be a singer when I'm like,
yeah.
older or whatever. Or like I never really looked into like Ethiopian like celebrities.
Yeah.
So it never really like, it wasn't like from her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it was just like simply from me. Like I used to watch like movies, YouTube videos and everything. And I'm like, I'm going to be that one.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now I don't know this experience because I came to this country when I was like 3. How old were you, Mare, when you came?
Like 2.5.
That's so horrible because I was there.
Yeah, you picked me up at the airport, so
I really did.
But that's
so
also
go ahead.
Sorry, isn't it shocking she's not born in America?
I was literally about to say both of y'all. Like y'all,
Okay, we are not talking
like
about
y'all
me.
were born from
We're talking about her.
You're like producer host. Like
we're the same thing.
But I think it is shocking for both of us. So people would never believe me.
What do you mean? What does that even mean?
Y'all just look like you were just like from here. I wouldn't even believe you if you said like you went to Ethiopia.
But here's the reason why I wanted to point that out is because like I don't remember much unless my mom shows me a photo. Then I'm like, oh my God, I do remember that tile in the kitchen or whatever, or scent. But I don't. I was.
But you were like 3, yeah.
I was.
See, I don't remember even tiles or scents, like nothing.
Right.
I was just showing pictures and was like, yeah, you had your first birthday there, but there's nothing else I remember.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
so
My biggest thing is like if you told me I was born like in Antarctica, I'd believe you. Like, because I was told I was born in Ethiopia. I don't know that.
Right.
You know?
And there are photos, but it's not.
That's
like,
my point.
It's in the kitchen.
Exactly. Like they have to tell you like, oh, you weren't born here because you have no memory.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Where I think that comes off as like, if you like, I think like Hermella's born in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
She was grown when she came here.
True. Because you went to school there.
Yeah, like my entire childhood is basically in Ethiopia.
Can you talk about that a little bit more too? Like the differences from here to.
I had a blast. Like, if Ethiopia was like the way. Should I can't
go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Ethiopia was like the way like it was when I was like a little kid, definitely I would like raise my children.
Really?
Yes. I had a blast. I lived with my grandparents. Yeah. My mom was here. I lived with my grandma and like my aunts and everything. So like they just let me do whatever. So it really was just I was just vibing.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, but they were born here. And we had like 16 years difference.
Oh,
and then
so they don't count.
Yeah.
They don't count. That sounds horrible. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you like, so what was the lifestyle like? Was it, because here's the thing is when I went to go visit back home, I looked at my parents like, okay, now I actually really do get the sacrifice that you made because you went from a certain lifestyle. Like our grandparents is like land and home and their lifestyle and the staff that they had to take care of everything. I'm like, the fact that you came to this country and you chose to be a minority, you chose to be away from, like, that's insane to me. And you had to start from literally the bottom of the food chain for us to get an education, which means more than any, like that's a privilege. But once I went over, I'm like, oh, now I get it. Because I literally was like, why did we ever, you're living like Justin Bieber over here. Like, why did we move? And they're like, nigga, for you. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So what was, do you recall like what the lifestyle was back at home?
Yeah, for sure. It was very like, you were never alone. Basically, like if I'm outside, I'm playing with my it was like a real community. Like it felt
you had the Sarat house. You're like
we had like maids, and like we had like 2 or 3 like per house, and
per house. You
literally that. And they were all. When I tell you,
I wish these people would understand.
Yeah. I never even like washed my went to the bathroom to wash my hands.
Yes, they do it for you there.
Yes. For you guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah, they literally wash your feet there too.
Yeah,
literally. But it's just like
what a privilege.
When it comes to like access and everything, like even kids who are like graduated in Ethiopia, they're still not like doing like work like in their field or whatever. Yeah. Neither am I, but what I'm saying is like there's like an option here.
Yeah,
for me. So
yeah, that's true.
I guess like for the bigger picture, like I get why like the whole move and everything happened, but like when it comes to like like peace of mind, like happiness or whatever, like you would be like everyone would be so happy back home if it was like the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know this is. I totally just mean like how it was before. Yeah. Now, did you guys move here for the whole like higher education to make sure you guys were straight? Like moving here? Yeah. I know that's the most common thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then what was that transition like coming to American school, trying to like come into the culture and the social life and all that stuff?
So at first, I feel like it wasn't like a big difference. Like I remember even going to like my first week in school and I'm like talking to kids and I'm like, oh, I came 4 days ago. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, what? But it just like leaving my friends in Ethiopia and coming here, I feel like that was like the biggest change because like I never had to make friends because everyone that I knew when I was like a kid, we literally just like basically like grew up together.
Right.
And then having to leave like everyone that I knew then and then coming here to like make like, luckily I like made like amazing friends, but that part, like the first 2 weeks, the first month or whatever, it was like a little too hard, I'd say.
Yeah.
Not hard, but it's just like I didn't like.
But that's like such a bold move too, because you're moving like continents, babe.
Exactly.
Like what?
Exactly.
Like I thought moving like from Arlington to Springfield, I was like, whoa. Like I was shook up. I was like, what's going on?
My brother moving to Denver, like he ate.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
But
that's crazy.
you grew up with the same people your entire life, and then now you're just like pushed in. But I feel like you blended in really well. Like you're quick to like adapt.
Yeah, I just like met. Maybe it's like my luck or whatever. I just happened to meet like all my friends that I made in high school. Half of them I met like the first week. They just
high school?
They just came up to me like during lunch or whatever, and she talked to me. I was like, "Oh, come sit with me," and then that was it. And we were just like friends since then. Like it was like I got lucky.
Yeah,
honestly, that's how I'd put it, because that's not how it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't have to like put myself out there.
Right.
When it to, like,
people who are even born here have trouble making friends. You know? It's not that easy. Like
it's a good point.
Yeah. You just like miss your friends. Like you know, especially like in the beginning of friendship. Like me, because I don't get like I can't have like a surface level conversation. So with friends, unless like either I'm telling you, like it's so hard. Like either I'm like telling you everything, or it's just not.
That's true.
Yeah. So the first 2 weeks with friendships is like, hey, so the weather. Like, what am I gonna talk about?
What's that TikTok sounds like?
Yeah. Because you can't really like your sense of humor. Like you also grew up in like what do you click on?
Exactly.
You know?
I mean,
until now, like obviously you like get to know them better. Yeah. And it's deeper than.
Do you remember like, because I do know like even when I traveled overseas recently to see some cousins in Sweden, like they were saying like they just think America is, and it is, like it's a very privileged conversation, but American media takes over everything else. Like everyone's always looking in.
Yeah.
So they were asking all these questions, and I was like, it's not that like crazy or whatever. So do you remember when you were younger in Ethiopia, like looking at, did you watch any like specific shows or like media or anything like that?
I grew up.
She's better than us.
Literally obsessed with iCarly. I was a Vine girly. Like I literally was sharp to everything. Maybe that's why it was an easy move. Yeah. But my mom was here, and I used to call her and be like, get me the iCarly bag, everything. And she used to just like get it for me. So yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I was like tapped in, like I was sharp.
Yeah. She's watched everything we watched.
Yeah. Except for Victorious.
But you have
and that was my choice. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It was my choice.
But I feel like, your opinions on some shows kind of lack a little bit. But she watched them all, though. She watched them all.
I did. But iCarly was my girl.
I'm dead. Okay. Now, talking about how you, like, easily transitioned into, like, your social life in America, even at a young age of, you said, like, 13, you moved here?
Yeah.
That's crazy, because you're already going through so much internally. Your body's changed, like, all this stuff.
It's like puberty.
I couldn't deal. Yeah. So let's talk about female friendships. So as we kind of discussed in this episode, you and Miriam are really good friends. Do you remember that time growing up, coming from Ethiopia and then coming here? Like you mentioned, someone approached you and then you were just friends with them.
Yeah.
Like the reason why I want to talk about this is because I'm learning that like my definition of like friendship has changed throughout the years. And then like looking back, not that I'm like, oh, that person wasn't really my friend or anything. It's just my definition has changed now. So I'm interested to see if what is your transition or that journey of like female friendship in your life?
I would say like the definition, not even the definition. Like, you know, like at some point you used to be like friends with people who just like, you just hang out, or like situational friendships basically. Like we used to go to the same school, we had like fourth period or whatever. But then now like going into college, especially I feel like the biggest like change for like the way I like describe friendship happened in college, because like all my friends went to Tech, went to Radford, they were all like close to each other. Yeah. And I was the only one who went to Richmond by myself. And having to like actually intentionally making that connection with your friends like out like all the way in Tech. Yeah. That kind of made it like, okay, like you actually like you choose to be a friend, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You like choose to keep the connection. It's never like situational at that point. So yeah, like I guess like that's like the whole different like change in me.
Yeah, that's a good point, that like it's amazing who you choose to hang out with when you don't have, when you're not forced to, for whatever reason. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I would describe it too like I still hang out with some of my old coworkers. The common situational thing was where I work together, babes. Like, you don't have to hang, you know? But then they're still coming over years later after I'm not working there anymore because we created a bond, whether it's like trauma bonding through work, like whatever it is, or like being like, I remember I would FaceTime Miriam and you guys would be in the library, like either studying or whatever. Yeah. So going through that, and I know you guys have stories that we cannot talk about on this podcast for obvious reasons.
I don't know, you can say a few, right?
No, I'm good. No. Love.
You're involved in it too. So
yeah, low key, yeah,
pipe down. Okay, awesome. One question I also have is, who do you think, or who, like I was thinking about this when I was prepping for this episode. Do you guys have like a relationship or friendship that you're like, oh man, that's more important than I thought it was when I was younger?
Like, can you go more into depth? What do you mean?
Like, as you're getting older, because we're all in our 20s, which I love being close with my cousins in my 20s, because we are going through the same ish. But like when you're finally understanding the actual value of like actual friendship. There's something special that happens when women come together. It's not that we're like F men or anything like that, but it's just something special that happens when women come together.
Yeah.
It's like understanding all these things. It's culture. It's all these things. And so when I got older, I realized like how dope my mom is, or like how lucky I am to have a brother and a sister, so I could have those two different kind of relationships.
Dynamics, yeah.
Yeah. So if that happened to you guys, whether it's like if it's Miriam for you or if it's your siblings or whoever. She's like, no, it's not Miriam.
Yeah, he said,
I just said that was a bully, first of all.
Yeah. She's like,
maybe not Miriam.
I could say one thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I think like before this, like you said yourself, there's ways that you can have like friends with, not benefits, that's weird, not friends with benefits, but like friends that like you're like party friends, or like friends that are like, like it's not transactional, but like you only see them if you need to, you know?
Right.
But then I feel like we've gotten deeper within friendship, because now I feel like we've gotten more into faith too. So I think it's having different like aspects in your friendship where you could get deep with, like learn more with. It's not only about like tea or just like, you know, things that like don't really had value in your life.
Yeah.
So
Also
I feel
like
like
friends that help you grow.
Exactly, yeah.
Ooh,
and it doesn't mean just in
good
faith,
part.
but it means like in business or whatever you want to do, or whatever
Exactly.
your other friend wants to accomplish. Like it's different like levels to it.
Yeah.
Can you go into a little bit detail, if you can, on what you mean by grow? Like, what do you mean by a friend that helps you grow? Like, what does that look like to you?
So it's like, even like my friendship with like Miriam and Ruth and all of us, like now like we have like Bible study groups. Whenever like I used to not tell my friends in high school that, oh, like I have a YouTube channel, not like my close friends in high school, but like, you know, like people you see in class or whatever, like I would never tell them that, because one, no one would support you, or no one would like, it doesn't matter like if you don't believe it, but you would like uplift someone else, you know what I mean? Or when it comes to your goals or dreams or whatever, like friends that like are just basically like there supporting you, or like they would believe it for you.
Right.
Like I feel like that's just like much more important.
Yeah.
And
that is so true.
Well, you feel like have your back no matter what road you take, you know?
Exactly. And also like checking me if I'm like tripping.
Exactly.
Oh, that's also growth.
Because I like,
first of all, you guys are really good at that. So
yeah, I was gonna say our friendship.
Like,
you're so right. You need friends that can check you on it, because if I can send her out like a photo or anything, or like just I need like an actual like opinion that like they're not trying to suck you, you know? You have to have an actual opinion.
Exactly.
Let me know straight up.
Yeah, I don't get like people who give advice to your friend, like the same advice that you wouldn't take. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like let's say like you want to do something, like, yeah, I love that for you, but you would never do it. So why were you being you're giving that advice?
That part. Yeah. I also think something that I found was that, you know how I always like, like everyone's nickname to me is bitch. Like love that. Like it's, my mom's like, you need to work on that. But it really is like, if I just met someone, I'm not going to call them that because we don't have the relationship. Like it's a privilege that I could call you whatever, or call you names, and you know my heart. Like that's why we're close. Yeah. Like I really, like that's what excites me, that I could be like, you're being a dumb whore. Like what are you doing? And no one's like, what? Because some people are. I would never do that to like a stranger or someone who doesn't have that. But then I'm also learning in this season. I'm sure you've experienced it too as a content creator. I talked about this in an episode before. My understanding of launching a company and a podcast and everything, I thought the people that were going to be like always reposting, always commenting, whatever, were going to be those people, and they weren't.
Yeah.
And then I thought that was a reflection of our friendship. Like either they don't support me or whatever. But then what I'm learning also is that there's nothing wrong with that. You have to think about like your targeted audience or who's right. But then I for a second would get like, but why aren't they supporting? Because it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
If you have a song that you're promoting, send it to me. I could barely listen to it, but I'm gonna promote it too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's where this thing, but I have to like work through that. And I also found that like in my late 20s, I'm finding that people have access to you depending on how much they've invested in you. So like, I forget what podcast I listened to where they were talking about, like, think of it like a Hulu subscription where you could pay for the no ads, and then you could pay for the for the first drop of if it's just whatever, and whatever, the more you pay, the more benefits you get.
True,
so like not everybody has the privilege of knowing everything about you, and that's okay. Because when I was in high school, I was like, everyone has to be my best friend, and
that was me in high school too. Like I didn't have like boundaries. Like I was just like friends with everyone. Everyone was like in the same level.
Because you guys are under the same roof. It's like
but like treating like my best friend and like a girl that I knew in second period
the same way.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, but it's also like a
exactly
growth thing. Like when like when I like grew or whatever, and now like I know where to put like people. You know what I mean? Like put categories or whatever. But back to the supporting thing, I saw this one TikTok video. It was basically like Jackie Aina saying like thank you to her good friend. And I guess like the girl was also like famous, and someone stitched it, and they were like everyone in the comment was like, oh my god, I wish I had like I was friends with Jackie Aina, I was friends with whatever, and the girl was like, you guys do have friends like that, you just are not like acknowledging it. Do you know what I mean? Your friend might be the Jackie Aina, your friend like the slam poetry but your friend might have that potential, but a lot of people don't see that potential unless like they see an external, like other people validating you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, now I'm not even like pressed about it. Like, oh, why didn't you like my share? Like, why didn't you post my video? Whatever. Like, if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. Feel me?
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a growth thing, I guess. Like,
yeah. And and I'm finding also that like in my friendships that really mean a lot, love is great, but man, does it feel nice when someone understands you.
100%,
yeah. Like that's another profound level of love that I'm just like, they just understand.
Being comfortable with just like doing anything.
Yeah. There's levels to it, absolutely.
But they'll also, like you said, they'll call you out on your BS.
Yeah, that's a major one too. Like I don't need yes men around me because I get kind of
exactly.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back after these short messages. I'm giving all of that and they can hear that. It's like, no, the red dot. Like, clearly we're content creators. You're not.
Like, girl, y'all got it. Y'all got this life.
Like, come on. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so talking about relationships, specifically, now we talk about like female relationships. I kind of want to get into, which is always like a great topic to talk about. It always does numbers because for obvious reasons, but dating in our 20s and dating in the African culture. Now, how old are you?
23.
23, okay. So first of all, what is your opinion or your experience, whatever you want to share, about, why is she limping? Oh, gotcha. You're like, pop off. About dating in the African culture. Like, what's your feedback on that? Or experience or whatever you want to share. Hot take, whatever you want to share. I obviously have some of my own hot takes, but we'll get into that.
So, where do I start? I feel like it's like, what's it called? Wait, say the question again.
Yeah. I forgot. What is your opinion or your hot take or anything on dating in the African culture? Or dating as a first gen or a Habesha girl in America.
Oh, my only hot take right now.
She said,
and my biggest, like, I have to say it every single time.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of women who want to be like in a relationship are stuck in a sneaky link situation or, sneaky link type situation. Yeah. I feel like that just never, ever, ever helps the women. Like sneaky links are not built for the women. Do you know what I mean?
Like a lot of things that are built in this world.
And I feel like the dating pool is just like filled with nonchalant men and girls who are just like lying that they're saying like they're cool with the relationship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you want more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is a really hot take.
I can see that.
Any feedback on that?
What was the question?
No, on that. On the sneaky link.
On a sneaky link. Especially like in our school.
Yeah, true. But I think also depends with age. Like if they're in college or 20s, like they don't care about having like they're not looking for long-term relationships. But
no, not even a long-term relationship though. Like they would want a relationship. Or like,
the girl would want a relationship?
The girl would want a relationship where like the man is there emotionally too, not just sexually. Yeah. But the guy just really wants to just like fucking leave. Do you know
but the girl wants a relationship.
Right. Yeah. You absolutely can curse, babe. You can do whatever the hell you want.
I was about to say. But yeah, I feel like especially like in college, that's like the loop everyone's stuck in.
That is true. But I think there's no medicine for that. It's an epidemic that's not gonna ever end.
It can end though. The girl just not saying okay.
True, but the girl is just not saying. But also to a certain extent, I feel like actually I'm not gay cancel. Keep going.
No, I mean there are some women like you don't want, you know what I mean? Like you don't want anything else but the sexual relationship, whatever. Kudos to you, but I'm saying a lot of women lie to themselves saying like maybe like if we start off as like a sneaky link, and then he might get to like me, he might see my personality.
I mean, that's happened.
You've already
seen, babe.
Yeah, but now you're stuck in that box. You're not leaving that box
like,
now.
Everyone's stuck in that loop.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, and I think, I mean, I can only speak for myself. You just feel though like, I'm special. I could change him.
Exactly.
You'll see how amazing I am, babes. Pack it up.
Exactly.
It's just not.
That's
just not.
It's never that.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what I've seen time and time again. I don't know why we haven't, but this has been happening since like dinosaur days. You know what I mean?
Right.
How do you feel about like dating within like Abisha men for you guys within your culture? Is that something that you feel like was forced down upon you, like with your family, your friends, or is that something that was just kind of like, I'm just gonna try moving outside that box, and if it happens, it happens.
It was never like forced on by my family. Like my parents really don't care.
They don't care?
No. Unless, I mean, let me shut up.
Yeah.
They don't really care, but it's just like an attraction. Like I just haven't.
You haven't gained that attraction.
Yeah,
yet?
they give like cousin vibes usually.
Yes.
Like,
that's what I've been saying, and I get annihilated every single time.
No.
That's
no,
what
no
I've
one
been saying.
annihilates you. It's just you do get
Because
annihilated.
you're like, yeah, you do get run over. Because that's an unpopular opinion, and it's like, because imagine if a Habesha guy sat on this couch and said like, Habesha girls are just not it.
Yeah,
we would be coming for him. Like, nobody
but the
wants
problem
you.
was never Habesha girls, though. I'm sorry, like it really.
But that's but you could hear how that sounds.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I completely agree with you. I'm not saying it's never happened, but I'm just saying that's not because it does really give cousin vibes. Like,
exactly.
do you know? It just does. Or I'm like, you know, someone that knows someone that knows someone, and then that's how we're not related, but we are related in community or in friendship or whatever the case is.
Right.
So are you more of never say never, or is it something that you're like, if it happens, it happens?
I mean, I definitely am like, both.
Yeah.
I'm not like,
never say never. Of course, you can't just like cross out the entire.
True,
like,
but that's not what you're
men.
looking for.
No, it's not even. I'm not even looking for anything right now. But like, I'm
Just
just saying,
in the future.
I'm not looking for a man.
If he's Abisha, perfect. If he fits everything else, then like I'm fine with it. Like ideally, if he fits everything else and he's Abisha, that's perfect. Cause like
that's the
like,
best case scenario.
But
But
it never really happens.
It's not.
And usually, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if y'all like have had this experience or whatever. But I feel like Abisha men usually want you like as a replacement of their mom. Do you know what I mean? And you're just subbing me in for your mom, and I'm not doing that. Like, do you know what I mean?
We talked about this last fall too.
That's just so crazy. Like that's not happening.
And subbing you in is crazy.
They said tap in. Come on, like that's not happening.
And they tap in. That's the crazy part.
Exactly.
Women tap in, which there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not my ministry. That's not my future.
Literally.
I could see it in the older people in my family. I could see it in the cousins around me and stuff. It's just not, but it's just not for me. I'm just not built that way. I also came from we all come from very strong, independent women to a certain extent. So that's all that we know. Yeah, that's the thing too. But I'm also like, okay, if they're Americanized, great. But then I also don't want them to be too Americanized where they're like, I'll be very frank. Have you met certain people like in DC? And I'm like, if you went home, you wouldn't be acting like this. Yeah. Like, here's the thing is I am a version of myself in places that I go, but for the most part, I'm like 95% of everywhere. Like my parents I FaceTime my mom at the strip club. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But that's the relationship I have with my mom.
Yeah.
Like, she knows her daughter.
Yeah.
Because I've talked about it in a podcast before, like for the longest, my mom didn't know me, and it's because of the strict Habesha mom and the child. And like me and my mom were not vibing.
That was me. Until literally
and so I tell her everything, I show her everything, because I'm like, I never thought we'd be able to get here is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But when I see like those guys wild out, I'm like, we're not doing that, or like the mama's boy thing. Sorry, come for me. I don't care.
Usually like the Abisha guys in like DC or whatever, it's like maybe this is part of being like, son of like an immigrant or whatever, but it's like they cosplay as like African, like,
I'm not even gonna say names. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. And it's just so crazy. Right. And you see them outside.
Nathaniel.
You see them in DC and you're talking to me like this, rah, rah, da, da. And then you go home and be like, am I like, salam? Like, why are you doing like
shoes off? Like, the whole thing.
But like the women usually can
act. Is crazy.
No, because like we can like usually act the same outside and inside.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no difference.
Your identity never changes.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they have to make that like big switch.
Yeah.
And that's it.
But do they think that like the Amaya version of them is not going to get any girls?
I think they think the Amaya version of them is lame. And that's a self-love
Maybe
thing.
we have to have a guy on to talk about. I do have to say really quick, I have not seen you with your family, not yet. But I've obviously seen Miriam with our family, and you really are consistent no matter where you go, and that's like, really a great quality to have. Like you're really consistent everywhere you go. I'm talking about like with our family. Yeah. With your when you go out, like in every group. Like and that's awesome. That really is awesome.
But then I feel like sometimes if you don't code switch, people are like, not code switch. I feel like I can obviously like switch in different scenarios, like if you have to be professional or whatever. But I feel like there's some cases like that could be a little rude, you know?
That's me, and I can't.
That's actually you're worse than me.
What do you mean?
Like, but you code switch like with the way you talk.
Yeah.
Like, let's say like she's talking to like I don't know like the principal, whatever. Automatically, she's gonna talk like
that's
this.
What I'm saying. I can tune into like a professional like.
Yeah, but it's the way you talk, like your demeanor, everything doesn't change. Do you know what I mean? Like who you are never changes. Like, even in like every other room.
Oh, girl, I've done that. Get the job.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
just the speaking part. Like I can't like switch the way like I talk. Like I'm gonna talk like this regardless.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah, but we got to survive in these rooms.
Exactly.
Like,
so
we gotta get the job.
There'll be moments. Well, we'll be like at Chick-fil-A with Hermella, and I always read the Chick-fil-A moment where they'll be like, "You're so pretty," which this is like a personal thing. Everyone's different.
Brother,
like you're so pretty, and she's like, "Thanks."
I never
first look down.
She just like always exaggerates. Like, let's say like someone gives you like a compliment, right?
Yeah,
I'm always saying thank you, but she wants me to do like a backflip. Like, what do you want me to do? Like. Every time she's like, say thank you again. I'm like, I just did though. Like, what do you want me to do?
But is it monotone? Because she's
no, it's not. We're like, I'm always like, thank you. Like, but it's sincere.
No, but I know in Hermella's heart she's a sincere person. But it's hard for someone else to look at it. Exactly.
But it's the RBF though. Like,
this is your RBF. Yeah.
We gotta work on it. We gotta work on it.
She'll be happy and like
you know
inside.
what's so crazy? She looks more scarier like than me. Like, she has the
we're not even
worst
getting that right now, Hermella.
And you're
we're not getting to that.
Mine RBF.
Because I think we know your heart, so I know what's coming from a good place. But someone who doesn't know you, if I was a random girl and I compliment you and you said thanks, I take it back. Actually,
never in my life have I said thanks.
No. It's just like
my go-to is always, oh, thank you, you're so sweet.
No, but a smile doesn't come out. You're like this. You'll be like this. They can't even see.
No, do it.
Yeah, just like thank you.
I never do that.
We gotta work on that.
Thank you. That's it.
But you're right. Sometimes I do want you to backflip.
Because it's giving it's giving. I know is what you're saying. It's giving,
but it never is giving.
Because I always will give you more and yesterday's Scott Trader, she's like, I love your curls. Like, thank you, but I got that at this place. Your curls. Let me give you some advice.
No,
like, I'll go into depth.
Send a link.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. Like, I don't know.
She's like, no, you. Like, hold on, pause. You.
Why is that you and I?
Because maybe I just don't know how to accept it, which I know I'm like, I could just say thank you, but I'm like.
I can see how that comes off. I think she's just looking out for you because we're all girls. Yeah. So you were almost like, they don't have to pay you compliments for the fact that they do.
It's like, no, but like the way that I'm saying it is still like thank you, but she's just much more
expressive.
Yeah. So like she wants me to be equally as expressive. And
because at the Chick-fil-A moment, she said thank you, and I said thank you too. She wasn't saying anything to me.
Even me giving compliments, I'm not like, oh my god, I love your thingy. Like, you know what I mean? Like the same way I give compliments.
Yeah, that's just
the same way I say thank you.
Don't change who you are, Hermella, for me.
But you're trying to change me now.
I just can't be around that. If it's someone else, if they feel, because my biggest thing is like,
if they never feel awkward. That's just true.
I think I should think of it.
You do, huh?
Yeah. Okay. But I just turned therapy session to me. Can we go back to that? Let me put the mic down.
Yeah. So dating in our 20s. What is your guys's? So we talked about like Habesha men, right? Which I don't want to like shit on Habesha men because they're literally like, I want our brothers and cousins to like find people, you know what I mean? Sure, and just my experience, it just usually hasn't been for me. Again, I do want to be very clear that we both said it would be the perfect scenario if we had everything that we desire, and he happens to be Habesha, right? Exactly. Like down to like the families, the children, all that stuff. You don't have to have children, just saying. That would be easier. But from who is coming to my yard and because here's the thing is that like, rarely I have a Habesha guy actually approach me. Mm-hmm. Like they're not that. And then the guy who does is out of his mind, and I have no time for that. It's giving rah rah rah. The bold ones, it's giving It's giving the way that you're so right. If they really were like, hi, my name is whomever. Exactly. Yeah. Rather than like, it's just giving like, I know you're not like that when we go home. Yeah, I know you're not. Easter, it's not happening. Yeah. Right. And that's why I'm saying, well,
even if you're the like be like that in every room. Like,
exactly.
Who you are should not be changing.
Yeah. Yeah. To a certain, I get it. Like when you're in an interview, you're different versus like when you're at going out with your friends. Like I get it. But like to the example of Miriam, like consistently, she's 99% of who she is. And I love that about her. I wish more people were like that. Which is what I want this podcast to do is like talk to your family and stuff and become who you actually are. Cause it's just more freeing. and then they don't have to do the whole like ha 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 like rah 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 type of thing, which is crazy for me to say because fun fact, my analytics, my podcast is 70% men. So I'm just like shitting on my
scary.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, from like my analytics on Instagram and everything like that. Yeah, but anyways, we're gonna take a quick break, guys. We'll be back after these short messages. All right, guys, we are back. That was just a shameless plug. So make sure you follow Firsties everywhere. That's Firsties Pod everywhere. Be sure to do that. You'll get short clips behind the scenes on, now I can't even think, on TikTok and Instagram. And then you'll be able to also get some behind the scenes on the Instagram story as well. Okay, so Mara, did you have some
questions?
Yeah,
rapid fire.
Yeah, so let's get into
he's a 10 thing, right?
Yeah.
Could you want to explain how that works?
Yeah, sure. So we're gonna do some rapid fire for the last bit of this episode, where Mary was gonna share he's a 10, but it's a trend. I don't really want to explain it, like, because at this point, if you haven't seen the trend, it's like, why are you even watching this, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, first one is because we were talking about this earlier. He's a 10, but he can't dress. Which dress? Okay, let me clarify. Is he's not a fashionista, but he just likes the bomb, like chill vibes, you know?
Like same fit every day though?
Not same fit, but he doesn't bust down a fit every day.
Okay.
Oh, he's a 9.
Okay. So you don't care?
He's an 8.
Really? You know, you like, more down.
No, because I like creative people.
Okay,
maybe like a 7.
Yeah, because you do like the...
Like I love like artistic.
Like, okay,
boys
example. And I think you went with them a separate time. Do you remember the New York trip we went on?
Yeah.
Remember that place, the brunch place we went with, that fashion place right after? Remember the guys that were coming out? Like, they're fit. They're really fit. Are you talking that? Like, if they're not that?
They're fitted up to the gods. No, I'm talking about someone who's just like chill vibes. Like, not like them, though. Do you prefer that? I don't know. I know you do, but I'm saying do you?
I do. Like, I like guys like who know how to
dress.
Like, fashionistas, whatever.
Like, they actually put an effort every morning.
Absolutely, yeah.
But see, here's the thing. I appreciate the end result. I don't like the journey.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you take longer to get, because you have to. That's the thing is with a lot of these things is like the example I have is like, you know, women want, or I'm not going to say women, but some women I've seen on social media want the ball player, the rock star, whatever. Yeah. There's a lifestyle that comes with that. Yeah. So accept that, right? Mm-hmm. So you want someone who's a fashionista, or a fashionista for men is wild to say, but like style. Yeah. But then he takes a little bit longer to get ready. True. Or he's very particular about the color, and it's like, oh my God, it's like, well, you wanted that. So that's
But that,
do you know what I mean?
That never bothers me though.
Really?
Like,
so then it's
when
personal,
it comes to like his fit, like, oh wait, like this color don't match. That does not bother me.
And if he critiques yours, do you care?
Oh. Like, what do you mean? Like, when you wore the wrong... No, girl.
It's shut up. You know the question to ask because you know her. You're like,
see, that's where, like, I'm not critiquing yours. You should not critique mine. Do you know what I mean? Like, 2 journeys.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think, I'm still at a 9. Yeah, that's...
Still 9.
That's
but the only problem is, like, okay, you can always be fitted up, but every time, if you're making me take pictures for, like, 30 minutes...
But why else would he get fitted
and
up
that segues...
Because you're just a cool...
dope
guy.
But that segues to my next question. But if he's a 10, but he acts anytime you guys go out, like to go get food or whatever, he's asking you, can you take a picture of me?
That's crazy because I do that. So we're besties at that point.
2.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
It's a 2.
Can you elaborate? What is yours?
That's also 2. Because I do that.
Yeah.
So are we
and
always
that's acceptable.
Why is that bad? If he's always down to take pictures of you, if he wants a couple flicks himself, what's wrong?
Unless I made a TikTok about this a while ago. Unless you're a model, I'll take a picture of you, but 1 or 2. And 3. And that's it.
1 or 2.
That's it. If we're there for like, wait, the lighting. Hold on, let me get the. Here's
that was my only exception. Crazy. I'll bump it up.
He brings out a ring light.
I'll bring it up to. Oh no!
Yeah.
But if it's a business, if it's making us money, and it's putting food in our mouths, then I'll take.
Okay.
But unless if you're a model, I'm looking you up every day.
No, he's not a model though. I'm saying just a regular guy. He just wants some pictures for his feed.
No. We can't both be like bad bitches.
But then
there's only room for one bad bitch.
Yeah, I agree.
That's exactly what I mean. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, there can only be 1 star in the relationship. Literally. I'm sorry.
Okay. And the next one was he's a 10, but he has a huge following, and it's primarily because of his look. So he does like little thirst traps or whatever. Like, but he has all these other qualities. But
I just feel like this
he has a huge following.
To me, because all these 3 questions, you're just coming.
No. This I would think of myself too. Like,
but I think it's. Come for me. I don't care in the comments, but I think it's a double standard. I think when it comes to women, I'm like, go
exactly.
Girl,
it is a double standard.
That's not for you.
But what if he's just like famous because like he just posted a selfie and that shit just like blew up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know, like,
would you feel insecure about that?
Like, 7, 8.
Yeah,
7, 8. I wouldn't, because you're going into that with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 7, 8.
Or what if, let's say, like, while you're with him, he blows up. Like, you didn't.
I'm not
Like, he
mad
was.
at that.
Oh, that's a 10. That's a 10.
Yeah.
He's 10.
Yeah,
How about
I
you?
think so.
I'm not mad. Yeah. I feel like it doesn't change. But if you're like, if you post only selfies and it's always like,
Yeah.
like you know, you're posed up, maybe that's it.
Ooh, I want to ask something really quickly, and then
Okay.
we'll go on to the next question. Okay, let's say that she said he blew up
Okay.
while you guys were together.
Uh-huh.
Or are you guys going to be a social media couple?
No.
I want to ask you that because you're
do-
doing content creation.
Yeah.
I don't do social media couples.
So
I
even
just
though
feel
it's like the bag is there, like y'all will be making numbers,
no,
would you?
no. I can't.
It's
I
a
can't,
no?
I cannot do like
I
social
agree.
media
Like Dami in
couples.
India?
They're not social media couples though. They just
yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about like the couples
Couples
prank
pranks.
camera over
Yeah.
there pranking you. Like, I could never. do
Yeah,
that,
you know, I can never do
ever.
that.
You can't do that either?
No, I wouldn't. No, I think
Yeah.
we, and like where both of our content is going, like obviously we want to do numbers. We want to get to like
Right.
the masses. And we have to share a relationship too. Yeah, I'm good. I already am
it
vulnerable
depends like
here.
to the extent like you
Something
might
has
know
to be
that that's
myself.
my man, but that's
Yeah.
it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
then
Like,
for sure. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, next one was he's a 10, has all the qualities, but he has a child.
Oh no.
You're
double
so
it
pretty
and pass it
you're
to the next
so-
person.
Silence?
That is not
No,
happening.
the silence
Triple
after I
it and
asked.
pass
Pass it to the next person.
But
That
she
is
looks
not
so
happening.
gorgeous, and she's like,
Just like
No.
double it and pass it. Yeah.
That's
So
not
really,
happening. I'm sorry.
it's a non-negotiable. He has
No.
every single quality, but just a child.
here's the thing:
just can't
is
do
that,
that, yeah.
there's something that future me knows that current me
Yeah,
doesn't know.
I don't
So I
know.
never want to like
Exactly.
step on that. But for right now,
Exactly.
I
I'm talking
don't-
about like me as a 20
Yeah, yeah. But he has every other quality.
I know, but like I just cannot be like with a child. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the
Right
child
now.
in the
Yeah,
relationship.
literally.
Yeah,
So
no, I'm good.
that's
I'm
a
good,
no.
love. I'm
And
good,
also
love. Which is
there's
a
no-
hot take for a lot of people,
But there's no-
that's just me.
There's no BM drama either. Like they're on good terms. Like it's cool.
Cool.
The thing is, like, I don't see my life conversing with like BMs and stuff, so that just can't be.
And that's your
Yeah,
preference. I will say,
Okay.
I know someone, I'm not gonna say names or anything, where they ended up with someone who has a child, and it's
Yeah.
You never know.
and she's so happy and she's good to go. So you
Yeah.
never know. That's what I'm saying. We don't
Exactly.
know what future is gonna hold. We don't know what God has in store. I just
Exactly.
want to be happy, healthy, and have a good life. That's
Yeah.
really it. But if I could really choose it and like map it out, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not choosing that. But you can't control who you fall in love with
Yeah.
and stuff. So,
Yeah, and also
but
like
yeah.
I don't know what my answer would be like when I'm like 26 or 27. You know what I mean? Like at least at the time where I can see myself being capable of like being like in charge, not in charge, but like, you know, responsible for like a
Yeah.
little kid. But right now, I don't
But he's not
think
even
I
asking you
have-
to take care of him.
I know, but
He's-
you're always gonna have that relationship with that kid regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're
You
in
have to
his
join
life.
the- yeah.
Exactly. And I don't think I can take up that role right now
you
at
can't.
all. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it now.
Pack it up.
Yeah. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Back to the model, whatever. Would you guys like? Would you rather have like a 10 out of 10 like model looking chiseled man, or a medium ugly man like, that you think is
Ooh.
fantastic?
I'm doing medium ugly any day.
Medium ugly 10 out of 10.
Oh
Y'all
no!
are
I
actually
am sorry.
wicked.
I disagree for Mila. You're not doing medium ugly.
What do you mean?
I'm so sorry. There's no way.
But
I know your type.
I've done medium ugly.
And you have, but I think at least now where you are in life, there's no way you're doing medium ugly.
Really?
I can tell you your type that I've seen right now is been the typical like.
But that's because that's my point. It's just people who are coming to my yard. It's just that I'm not.
No, but they're
speaking
like
of.
true, but
If
they're
that's your type?
conventionally like attractive though. Like you like the men that you like
They
are
are
very good looking.
They
Like,
are
they're not.
conventionally attractive. But what she's talking about is like
If you could choose,
cause F you, because you know about the most
Yeah.
recent ones. That's what you're talking about. I'll tell you off camera. What she's talking about? You're talking about like model, like
Yeah.
conventionally attractive.
Yeah.
is what
yeah,
she's
like a
talking about.
beautiful man, like he's just fine in anyone's eyes, like conventionally, or like a medium ugly guy.
But then see what after she said medium ugly, she said, but you think he's fine.
no, but
I mean, medium ugly genuinely means like fine to you, but ugly to other people.
give me an
right?
example. Tell me a celebrity who's medium ugly.
Lil Baby, because some girls would actually argue saying he's
Yeah.
fine. I don't think so. But
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? Like
He's-
that's a
but
medium
he's-
ugly.
Yeah,
If we
but
have
he's
to-
not ugly.
or like 21 Savage.
Right.
He's medium ugly, but
Like,
girls
exactly,
will
because
argue.
we have to like if we have to
Really?
have like a
Yeah.
argument
Do you think
about
he's
it, then
cute?
No, I think he's
exactly.
Yeah.
You'd be the one
think
arguing
he's
with the girls.
But
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So do you think hypothetically you would go for someone that's 21 Savage looking like, or someone who's Ryan Reynolds in your eyes? That's
so
my
unfair
point.
because that's my
Okay,
celebrity
fine. That is
crush.
your celebrity crush. Okay, fine.
Ryan
Or like-
Reynolds.
Or
Oh,
like
I do.
like a Keith Powers for an example.
He's
a
conventionally
no, he's conventionally
he is?
attractive. Yeah.
Keith Powers?
Yeah.
Do you not think he's fine?
No, he is fine.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking he is fine, but he's not, to me, he's not conventional. He's just, I mean, he's light boy, like, or
but
like,
I've
attractive.
never heard anyone say Keith Powers, he's ugly.
Yeah, who's someone else that's like conventionally attractive?
I would say that the Ryan Reynolds, the Morris Chestnut, that's like
if Kofi, like someone like that.
Kofi,
yeah, Kofi is fine.
He's amazing. He is.
Yeah.
So you're right. Okay, you read me. Bitch. Yeah. What's your answer?
Oh, girl, I'm always for the like attractive one.
Yeah, no, I just want to double check that both have the same qualities that we want. Correct?
Oh, of course,
Oh, we're conventional.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But some girls would say like, I don't want to be like with like a conventionally attractive man because like you might cheat on me, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? Like
now you're changing the scenario.
Stop the ugly guy
that's
too,
just
though.
how the girls think.
Talk about it,
huh?
It doesn't stop the ugly guy too.
Exactly. You're gonna get like if he's gonna cheat regardless. Like no matter what he looks like. But a lot of girls think just fine men cheat. Do you know what I mean?
No, but hey, I mean, Chris Rock said a man will cheat as much as like his options. So it just depends on. I think I think
that's the case that I'm single for the rest of my life.
That is very true.
Why do you think
right.
I'm here? That's all I do.
Yeah.
No, if everything is the same, what are you doing? I'm going conventional. What are you doing?
I'm probably still doing medium ugly.
She would never do conventional.
Me?
Yeah. And
do you not like when your man gets more attention than you?
Absolutely, I don't care about that. It's just more of like.
Yes, you do, Miriam.
Why am I competing with a man?
If your man, no, you do not want your man to be like finer.
No, I promise I don't mind. I think I'm gonna be finer regardless. But I'm just saying, like, there's no competition when it comes to that man. Like, if we're fighting, if we're like girls fighting each other, who gets more? That's so weird.
No, it's not about like who gets more girls. Who gets more attention from the
like walking in the street?
You know what I mean?
He gets approached more as far as
but I feel like I'm secure myself in that sense. Like, I'm not gonna be like, why is he like? Why are people going up to him? I just don't
so
like.
Would you date like Keith Powers?
I don't. Yeah.
No, she
would. You would?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Wait, does this Keith Powers or a man that looks like Keith Powers?
Like himself, like Keith Powers.
I mean, yeah, you would.
She would not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
We're all rating each other on this podcast. I love it.
I don't know. But I feel like I would, like someone that looks like him, I would, but he himself, I just feel like men that look like that come with so much work, if that makes sense. Like you said, the sassiness of it all, I don't know if I can do.
But he really is like off the grid. Like I've never seen him like.
Don't use Keith Powers as an example, but I'm saying someone who looks like him. It comes with so much sass that I can't handle. You know, the entitlement of it all. If it's like I'm
but what if he's like he fits everything you want? Like he's not.
If that's the case, then yeah, I mean you could sacrifice some things, but I'm not.
But
also I'm gonna be like, no, but I'm just gonna be like, I can't do that sacrifice someone who's not actually Keith Powers. You know.
No, I'm saying like what if you date Keith Powers?
I feel that. I feel that.
Because imagine he's sassier than you. With his looks?
What do you think? I'm a no, but
what do you mean sassy though? Like define sassy.
He just has that little like he talks back like real quick like
to
girls.
Dramatic.
It's like like sometimes like you can like let's say you're trying to critique him like oh baby like this doesn't and he's like well I mean look what you know
I wouldn't date him if he was Keith Powers then. No sassier like at all. Like. It doesn't matter if he's Keith Powers, Chris Brown. If you're like worse sassier than me, then hell no.
But that's what to me that's what comes with the territory of being with someone who is.
But you think if he's fine, then that's his personality. But usually, like fine men are not like that. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like cool, laid back guys.
Maybe what I've
still
seen.
Haven't found yet, but like you know,
they're out there. I have to believe
they are out there. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Like, okay, but do you think there's men out there who exist who are fine but don't know it?
Yeah,
you think
100%.
And
that also comes. Sorry to interrupt you. It comes with men who didn't look fine growing up.
I was just about to say
that's the difference. That's the difference. That's where I was going. Wow, you read my mind. Yeah. That's where I was going. Where they really had a glow up, but that insecure kid is still inside. Yeah, and I want him to stay there.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're always fine, like since birth, you have literally like
that's the cockiness
personality of a cardboard. Like you have no, like you know what I mean?
Because
like,
you never had to like
you never had to like actually like graft and like talk to girls. About You're just like the basketball players. Like usually they're just like. What's up? Whatever. I'm cool.
That is true.
You're just like very nonchalant. But the ones who were like not conventionally attractive, like in high school, whatever,
you had to spit.
They had to exactly.
That's my fearful thing about the conventional versus the medium ugly. The medium ugly, I'm gonna have more fun with him. I'm gonna laugh. We're gonna have challenging conversation. Where I've been around stunning men, and then even the guys that I've talked about that we will not talk about on this podcast. But it's like now that I'm thinking about it, it's like when have we had like a deep conversation?
Had no
things
depth.
I cared about, like whether it's my hobbies, my faith, whatever, like whatever, which is the homeboy who's medium ugly or whatever that I'm like, I would never give him a chance.
Yeah.
That I don't know why we do this, but then that I'm like, oh, we have great conversations or whatever. Yeah. Because sometimes it's like, you need that difference. Like, I have my girlfriends and stuff, but you also need that male energy without it being like male energy. Does that make sense?
But also there's like the negative side of like medium ugly men.
Which is what?
Usually, if they also know that they're like medium ugly, then there's an insecurity there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, and they were the bad bitch.
So when they were the bad bitch, they get at first they're gonna like whine and dine you, blah blah blah. But then right after, why are you posting this though?
Yeah.
Why is he this? I don't want my man to be my biggest hater. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want you to be like, but why are you going out? Blah blah blah. And then you're trying to critique like what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
This is literally the fit that I had when you met me. So what are you talking about? Do you know what I mean?
But to them, they're like, okay, we're together now. Like I want you to have more.
They have a certain like possessive. At least like the ones I've met.
Yeah.
They at a certain point they become possessive.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, I don't want you to do this, but I'm like
where are you going right now?
Exactly. Or like, you're my what? You're first of all, guys. Please, let's never say you're mine to any woman. Like mine, like when you're just talking is crazy.
What would you guys do if you're like out with your friends, whatever, and your man just comes out of nowhere and he's like, let's go. And he's like, get your stuff.
Huh?
Like you're out,
so
whatever.
Like,
it could be like at a bar, or maybe you're just at an event, and then he comes and he's like, let's just go, babe. Like I've been waiting for you. And he's like, grab your purse.
See, the reason why she's laughing is because you know our answer.
Going home.
Here's the thing.
Wicked.
Boyfriend,
But let's say this man does
husband,
everything.
I'm leaving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Hermella?
See, it's
He just says
no.
grab your purse and let's go.
She's like, for the love of my life,
It's a no. Now, if you're my husband, maybe hopefully you have like something good.
But
like,
seriously, it's the way that she
I have
worded
to know
it. That's
who
why
I'm
it's
marrying.
triggering you.
Exactly.
Because she
That's
knows.
just like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like I couldn't.
If he said,
saying,
if he
like,
just,
this,
go ahead.
what? Sorry, the saying that he's a man that has it all. Like he does everything for you. So there's some lines where you're like, you know what? If he says let's go home, you go home.
No, I'm sorry.
She's enjoying this so
You're
much. I wish you guys could see Miriam
She's
right now.
using like trigger words. And
Yeah.
trigger points. Like I would never like. Absolutely
But he handles everything for you.
But
That's
why
what
are you
I'm
telling me
saying.
let's go? Like it's like my mom picking me up from my friend's birthday party. Like that's it, you're done. Like why would you do that? Do you know what I mean?
Here's my thing is, as a boyfriend, I need to know more. But as a husband, he either knows something or I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to just trust that he just
Yeah,
knows.
my husband.
That's why
'cause I'm
boyfriend
gonna
and
trust the fact
boyfriend and
that, like, I
husband
chose the right
is
man.
different for me. Really,
Yeah.
really. And sometimes remember when we talk about like
The George.
Girls Gone
Yeah.
Bible and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's like
I
like
love that podcast.
love, right? Like let the man lead and all that. And
Yeah.
I'm allowing that as my husband, who's supposed to lead us in everything. Yeah, I'm packing my
That's
bags
what I'm
and
saying.
going.
But like, don't lead me blindly though. Like,
do you
tell
mean?
me why we're leaving.
No, but he's saying just. But he's
why
saying
are you
just trust
picking
me.
me
Like
up?
you'll find out later. Just grab your bag. And
Okay,
let's go.
if he's my husband, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. See, you
But
came
it
around.
depends.
Yeah.
It depends like on
But
like,
you're talking to
the
Mega,
attitude. Like
it's
if
been
he
4
comes up
weeks,
to
5
me-
weeks. No.
Yeah, and like
How do you know
there's
we were
like
there?
you can say exactly.
Yeah.
Where'd you get my address? Who told you?
It's concerning. At some point, it's
There's so
concerning.
many questions.
For
Yeah.
sure, it's concerning. That's good.
Or
That's good.
if it's someone you're talking to and he's like, drop your pen. Like I'm gonna pull up on you. Is that like a red flag? Like you're out with your
No.
friends and he's like, oh, like where you at? Like I just want to come join. Is that weird?
See, yeah, because why are you coming without like invitation? Like let me invite you. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
let's say
Yeah.
like I'm like I hate like let's say I go to a party whatever like oh my god like I'm not having fun here blah
Yeah.
blah blah. If he's like drop your pen I'm picking you up. Perfect, girl. I'm coming.
Yeah.
But if it's just like out of nowhere, like I'm joining too, like that's crazy.
Yeah, and then also in the context of I'm with my girls,
Yeah.
let me have my independence with
Yeah.
Exactly.
that. Like
Don't be
that's,
too controlling.
That's really big. Yeah.
What do y'all think about like a guy who's like opinions about like your friends?
Ooh, we talk about this in
Oh,
it's not-
last
yeah,
pod,
or
yeah.
the
He
last
starts
pod,
saying
which is-
like, no, I don't want you to hang out with her. Da 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 da. Like he just doesn't like your friends.
I said the same things you
Go ahead.
said. You go ahead.
I boyfriend and husband are different. Let's talk there. But as far as boyfriend, I guess it depends on how long we've been together too, and like. But then I'm thinking I would be with someone who's looking out for me in that way.
Right.
I think it would be different if it was an acquaintance or whatever. Like, girl, she's not. Because even sometimes I have a tough time. Like, oh, I'm still going through this of like, oh, everyone's riding or whatever. It's like, girl, no, like she's low key a hater or whatever.
Exactly.
But if it's like, let's say Miriam was not my cousin and we've been best friends for whatever, and like, yeah, let's say for you, your new boy is like, let's say you guys have been dating, boyfriend and girlfriend for 4 months.
Okay.
Right? Talking, that doesn't count. 4 months dating.
Okay.
And they're like, hey,
so Miriam gotta go.
Hermella, pack it up. Miriam needs to go. Like,
that's so crazy.
I can't even imagine a man saying that.
Exactly.
No, but seriously, how would you react?
Absolutely not. Like, first of all, why? Do you know what I mean? Like, usually, like, when guys say that, they have a reason. Like, they like, the single friend gotta go, or she goes out, blah, blah, blah. And if I would say, like, I know my friend more than the guy, so I wouldn't, like, I'm not gonna be like, okay, she's off. Like, that's
But if it was a deal breaker, would you break up with him? Like, if it was really becoming a recurring issue, would be like,
no, I'm gonna sit him down and
choosing Mare over.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, either, like, you know.
But if you guys are bringing up over me, I'm gonna sit all y'all down. I'm just like, why are you leaving her because of me? Like, what?
No, he has to have, like, a good reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you can't just, like, come into my life and just, like, have authority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially because all the time, like, I've seen, never in my relationships, but I've from my other friends as well, like, the reason why the guy's coming for Miriam is because Miriam's dog is coming for him. Meaning, like, she peeps stuff.
Right.
And us girls, we do the thing. It was like, well, Mare said that I should think about. Of course, he might.
Yeah, he's like, get her out.
Like,
exactly.
So that's the friend you should hold on to. In some cases, they're right. But
how about if your boyfriend wants you to end, like, the friendship you had with your guy best friend of, like, 7 years?
Ending is drastic AF, but I do think, like, times have changed and we have to create
boundaries,
distance or boundaries. Yeah, I should probably say that. Yeah. I'll give you an example. Actually, totally fine sharing this story, but a friend of mine, I got a call Thanksgiving. I think I told you. I'm not gonna say names, but like middle school, high school friend. Like, this person is family. Like, my mom has given money to this person to help this person out. Like, their family love this person to death. And they called me Thanksgiving. So I'm like, hey, happy Thanksgiving. Go straight into, like, hey, Mila, like, we're good friends, right? I'm like, yeah, what's up? Yeah. And they're like, I'm like a brother to you, right? I'm like, yeah, of course, yeah. And then you just hear, see, I told you, whatever.
That's so crazy.
Oh my God.
And so they had to confirm. And I know our relationship. It's literally family. Like, that's gross. And so I'm okay with loving him from a distance because I want that relationship to work, especially because there's a child involved.
But that's because you actually view him as a friend, though. There's girls who would get mad because they don't view them as a friend. You know?
Because platonic friendships
don't exist.
They do, but, like, they're not for everyone.
No, that's true. That's true. No, that's true. And so I decided to distance myself for that relationship and make sure that he flourishes. Because I'm like, if you can't cut this person off, but I'm not saying you're cutting me off, but we're just growing a distance a little bit. Like, and he actually checked me on it, and I'm like, no, I'm doing this for you. It just makes more sense. It's a headache for you that you just called me and faked a call to confirm. Like, clearly, it's fine. I'll see you another Thanksgiving. Like, it's fine. You know what I mean? But that's a boundary that we had to set. But I think that's the difference, is that, like, I'm really not checking. I would love to see this person more because he's family, but that's just not.
But when you do actually care for someone that's platonic, that doesn't bother you. You're like, you know what? I want you to have, like, your relationship to work, so I'm cool with stepping back.
But some girls actually, like, you know, like, there might be, like, some feelings involved over there. Like, you just want to be friends, and then one day, like, this would happen or whatever. So when he gets a girlfriend, then you act like a certain type of way. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And then when you step away, sometimes you have to be okay with, like, being misunderstood and letting that person think that you have any intentions other than being there for that person. Because when you step away, it's like they think, like, oh, see, she knew what's up. So it's like, that's not what actually happened. But I'm okay with being misunderstood. It's okay as long as it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Yeah, but I guess that's the difference, is that I never, like, consider that. But yeah, because it could get wild. Okay, guys, one of the last questions I want to ask before we wrap up is Miriam is so stressed. Is, do you guys think that men and women can be friends?
I think it's never, like, platonic on both ends. Do you know what I mean? I think it's, like, either the guy likes the girl or the girl likes the guy, but they're just, like, not doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out of, like, maybe you don't want to, like, end the friendship, or I don't know, some reason. Unless, like, you guys grew up together, or unless, like, you know, you guys knew each other, like, for the longest. I don't think it happened. And I was literally telling Becca about this a while ago. I was saying, like, it's hard to meet, like, make a platonic friend with a guy now. Because initially, when you meet me, you're not gonna have, like, the friend
idea in your head.
You know what I mean?
Like,
it's like a date, and then you end up being friend zoned. It's like, that's not organic. I can't.
Their intent was never being your friend. Exactly. It just happened to be
I asked one of my really good guy friends, and I said, truly, because I want to understand. I'm always asking questions to, like, my guy cousins or my guy friends. because I just think like we think so differently. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And especially my guy cousins, they are like, I'll tell you what it is. Like anything, they're gonna tell me.
They
really,
say too much.
Yeah, because they're like they have stake in the game, meaning me. But they were saying, I asked them like, when you see a girl, like because of your making or whatever you guys want to believe or whatever that you guys are sexual beings or whatever, are you already sizing them up of like, and then like. It's not, I haven't done like a study of 1,000 people. It's literally like 3 guys I've asked or whatever. But consistently it's been, when someone walks in, it's not something I could control. I'm already putting her in 2 categories. Do I want to fuck her or not?
Oh my God. First of all, that's a wicked way to say it.
Isn't that crazy? We don't think like that.
That's not in your head.
We don't think like that at all.
Yeah.
And then what's so interesting, because for us, like, I just had a birthday dinner the other day and my friend was saying how like she was on a date or whatever. And then she was saying like she's on 2 dates and she's like, but you know, like the sexual attraction is not there. It's like, but I'm gonna go one more time because maybe it'll sneak up on me. Men don't think like that. Is that not crazy?
Yeah.
They're like, pack it up. The moment you walk in.
They don't let it simmer down, no.
And there was even like a study, like guys aren't friends with girls they're not attracted to. So what makes you think that they're platonically friends with you? They're literally waiting for their chances.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I've never seen a guy with like a friend, like his best friend especially, that he thinks is not attractive. None.
You think like none exists at all?
None. Like
I've
never seen a guy. They're always like all their besties. There's some attraction there, or they think she's like fine.
Like
maybe she's not below a 7 in their eyes. Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Guys are just very much like matter of fact.
Even with our friends, you've seen them try. Like
yeah, but I think girls also should be cutthroat. Like I don't think the way guys move. Okay, the whole like fuck her or not is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like I don't think the way they move is like insane. I think girls should move that way too. Do you know what I mean? At least be like, why are you convincing yourself that you like this man, or why are you convincing yourself that there's like an attraction there? Because if the roles were reversed, he would never like. If the vibes aren't there, it's not there. Like it's wrapped.
They're not forcing it.
Exactly, but like you know, they still might fuck because like anything. But like other than that, it's just they're never gonna compromise or like settle down when it comes to their like standards. So why are you compromising?
That is very true.
I will tell you one moment where my jaw was on the floor. I was at a work event and I'm really close to some of my coworkers and we were sitting down talking about like stuff or whatever. And then one girl was having trouble with like, should she date this guy? Should she not? Whatever. And then another guy made a joke about like, oh, just say this, whatever. And then they were like, oh no, that's a lie or whatever. Like they were giving advice to the girl and the guy too. And then someone said, and I was like, someone said, oh, honey, like, it was a girl who said it. She's like, you don't have to lie to us. If we like you enough, we'll lie to ourselves. I said,
oh my God. She ate with that though.
Yeah.
That's
I thought about it. Like, I'm still thinking about it. This happened last year. I was like, if we like you enough, we'll lie to ourselves.
Literally.
And so think about that.
That's very valid,
is the whole,
isn't it?
That's medium ugly.
Like,
part. You're lying. Because every girl, the thing is, if he's medium ugly, he's medium ugly, period. Like, you know, even after, like, you guys, like, stop messing with each other, he should still be medium ugly. Like, you should still think he's fine. But usually what happens is, like, when they break up, the girl's like, oh, he was ugly anyway. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, why are you saying that now after you, like, you know, you dated him or whatever? You chose him.
But so the personality maybe made up for it.
Huh?
The personality made up for it.
I know, but, like, still, you should be like, you're attractive to me still. But it's just your personality that's not making me.
Like, it's the way you act. Do you know what I mean? The way you act.
It's the way you act, exactly. But it's never that. True. You're like, you're ugly anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Like,
you can't. Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a thing where, like, men go, if she's a hoe or a bitch, that's what they go for. Like, if they're insulted, and then we go for their looks or their wallet or their height or something. Right. Like,
something they can control. That actually needs to be like, it's always when you cannot.
Right.
Because it's so messed up when you can't say anything back. Like you short at no.
Like what are you? Yeah. Like what are you?
That's so mean. But I think your point is that we all have to just be cutthroat.
Absolutely.
I think stupid that it came from TikTok, but yeah, remember that viral trend of like women date from 0 or 100 to 0, and men date from 0 to 100. We should be dating from 0 to 100.
Explain that. I don't get it.
Like women, when we go on dates. If we've seen them on pictures or we know them, we're already having this idea in our head. So he's at 100. And then
guilty.
And
very much guilty.
Imagination on 100.
You're on negative 100. And I love that, though, because he has to earn himself.
But her experience has been more pleasant or whatever.
Exactly.
I think we all had, like, some similar experiences, but I know what you mean.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. Where men are like, okay, I'm attracted to her. I'll go on a date with her. Because
then you guys put so much more potential in the picture, you know?
Oh, yeah. I fall in love with potential so many times. It's crazy.
But the problem is, like, usually I should not be talking to you for 6 months. Like, talking stage 6 months without us going on a date, without seeing each other. Yeah. You gave me too much time. I've already made up a family tree everything about you because it's been too long.
Family tree?
Like, you already pictured them in your head.
Exactly.
Everything.
Like, I'm like, he likes his coffee, like, on Sundays. You know, it's up there. So, first date or whatever, like, just get it over with. And then you don't go to 100.
Yeah. The last thing, because I know you mentioned like something that you need to work on, or like a toxic trait. Mine is that if they have a quality that I like, Jake Shetty talked about it a little bit. It's called the omnious partner or something like that. But he said if you find a quality that you really admire, like some people might admire cleanliness, might admire like their style, whatever. Right. You finally found that, and so then you correlate it to another good quality. Has nothing to do with it. My issue is
I do that too,
he's handsome, so he must be trustworthy.
Yeah.
Which correlates at all, which is actually the opposite. Yeah. Almost. Is that like the finer men are actually, because why? What I've seen in movies, like the good looking like guy next door is going to save, he's the protagonist, you know, like, and that's so unhealthy. It's led me to like the wrong men. You know what I mean?
Like, what is your, right now is like, he's in the gym. That means he has his life together. Stocks are up. Savings on fucking 100,000.
No, he just has gains.
Exactly. He's literally just trying to get his biceps.
Which I guess there's like some points of it. It's like going to the gym is like, okay, you could be disciplined, but what if that's the only aspect of your life that you're disciplined in?
Exactly.
Exactly.
You're so right. I go to the gym, like, I'm trying to, like, you know, get my life together. So I'm thinking he's on the same type time.
I think his house is clean. I think he calls his mom. I think
that's so true.
Do you have any, Mary, before we wrap up, do you have any, like, he's this?
I think I agree with Hermella, like the discipline part. Which is like, you could just be disciplined in one aspect.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like he posted like a quote, so he's like a man of God.
That's the whole time he's cheating
Hermella, on all his girlfriends.
The words out of my mouth.
He reposts a church podcast, so he is actually damn near the priest.
He'll lead us. He will lead us.
It's the Philippians 4:13.
What's the girl? He's like, are you this type of girl? What's the
Proverbs?
Proverbs 31?
Yeah. I need me a Proverbs woman. Shut up. I'm sorry. Like, I can't.
That was so accurate.
We can really go on and on.
It's always the menaces. It's with
100%
Bible verse too.
That's what I'm saying. It really, like, I really need to rewire my brain because what I find good looking, and then he must be like, I just think Ryan Reynolds is probably the best husband, the best whatever, and he might be, but because of like, it's really
but it has no correlation.
No, it's actually probably the opposite. The conventional guys who know they're attractive, they're out here doing God knows what. They're not trustworthy.
100%.
Another one that actually kicked my ass in college is he's quiet. Like, he's just like in the corner by the parties or like outside. Like, he's just like a loner. That means he's just quiet. He likes to play guitar. He's very well versed into his emotions. Whole time you just really just can't.
No, you're a menace.
You're a menace. Like, actually, like the worst men. I've never seen him with friends.
No, that just means he's not comfortable. He's not comfortable in that environment. Like, get him alone with just his friends, he wilds out or whatever.
Exactly.
But you're so right, because you said the same thing about like men who are in the corner. You think it's like they're so like, what's the word? Like mysterious.
Yeah.
And then you get there.
I'll never forget this.
I wonder if men have this
one man. He was very like, I've never seen him like, you know, with other people, quiet, kept to himself, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. He got my Instagram, like, I don't know how, but he got my Instagram. He caused havoc in there. When I tell you, he came for blood. Like, it wasn't actually like funny. Like, oh, you're not linking me. Like, he was so bold. He's like, oh, so you're not seeing me? So you're not linking me? But I saw you here. No, in my DMs. Like, I was arguing with a man I haven't met yet in person. Met him. I haven't went on a date with him.
Do you remember this?
Oh, 100%. Okay. I was helping her through it.
It was crazy because like I go out. Like,
that's a crazy way for someone to talk to you.
He's like, oh, but you're saying like you're home, but I just saw you. What are you talking about? Blah blah blah. I'm just like, are you my father? Like, what is this?
Oh my God, that's getting weird.
Can we say what we called him?
Crazy eyes, because he had the most wicked eyes. Like, that's crazy the reason why we never went on a date. But, like,
I would see him like without her, like at the library or whatever, and I text him like crazy eyes. He's like this. Like passing by, and I'm like,
he's glaring at me.
Because I think
like,
if he saw me, he thought he'd probably see her. So I think he was like looking around to see where she was.
Or he just saw you, so he's just gonna DM her again.
But I know he was sick, so I'm like, she's not here, bud. I'm sorry.
She's not here. Just me today.
Just missed her.
I want no smoke.
He's crazy.
He's hilarious.
This is fun. I really love this episode, guys. Thanks for coming on, Hermella.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah, you're come on again.
I love this.
As always, guys, comment, subscribe, like, do all the things. Full episodes will be coming out on Mondays, 8 a.m. Thanks again for watching this episode. Thanks, Mary, for being here, and Hermella. And we will see you in our next episode. Take care, guys.
Bye guys.